What's up, guys? Hope you all are well. Welcome back. So about a month ago, I asked on my Instagram page what kind of videos you wanted to see in like the near future, and one of you guys replied that you wanted to see more of my XI type of videos, so like my best XI, my most underrated XI, and I thought that's like the perfect type of video to make for today. So today's video is slightly different, and I thought it'd be quite cool to like make an 11 of players who had loads of potential at Liverpool and, never quite fulfilled the potential while at us and had to move elsewhere to, fulfill their dreams. So that's what we're going to do today. So hope you guys do enjoy it. As always, remember to smash a huge thumbs up if you guys do like these type of videos. Subscribe down below if you haven't subscribed already, and let's get straight into it. The first name on the team sheet at goalkeeper is Peter Galaxy. So Peter Galaxy signed for Liverpool in about 2007, and he had a torrid time at Liverpool. I mean, who could blame the coaches for picking Pepe Reina ahead of him? I mean, Pepe Reina was always number one, and back at that stage, he was like one of the world's best keepers. So, Galaxy didn't really have a fair chance, a fair crack at the number one spot, but who could blame the coaches? So he had about a 5-year stint at Liverpool, and then he moved over to Red Bull Salzburg in Austria, and then eventually now to Red Bull Leipzig. I wouldn't say he's one that got away, but he definitely fulfilled his potential elsewhere and not at Liverpool. Now for the defense, I've gone with a back three. There are so many attackers in this list that I thought it only makes sense to play three at the back. So the first centre-back position goes to Michal Kadlec. So Michal Kadlec signed for the Reds in 2007 as well, under Rafa Benitez, and he had a lot of potential, and he never actually got a first-team chance, never made a first-team appearance as well, and he left the club. He actually fulfilled his potential elsewhere, and he's made a name for himself at Atletico Bilbao, and he's been a mainstay in their side. They've been dominant in the La Liga for a long time. Europa League as well, very dominant. In the Champions League as well, dominant. And he was one of their mainstay defenders. The heart of their defense, a very key player. So he's definitely one that did actually get away, in my opinion. I think he would have been really, really good at Liverpool. So the next centre-back is actually Morton Kelly. For me, guys, Morton Kelly never fulfilled his potential at Liverpool. I mean, he came through the academy and everybody was kind of raving that Liverpool have a new centre-half, and, he's going to play for the club for a long time. Big, strong, fast as well. And he actually played quite a few times for Liverpool. Played, first-team football for a long time. But unfortunately, he just wasn't good enough in the end, and he never really had that quality, for Liverpool standard. And eventually, he found himself a move away to Crystal Palace. And, he's doing okay. He starts now and again, but he just wasn't up to Liverpool standard. He had a lot of quality, a lot of potential, but he just didn't, fulfill it. Playing in the Premier League, you could probably say that he's fulfilling his potential elsewhere now, but he's not really one that got away, in my opinion. But still, he will have a successful career. The last centre-back closing out the defense is Gabriel Panetta. Gabriel Panetta actually went on to have such a successful career away from Liverpool. He was signed in 2006 by Rafa Benitez as well, and he only managed 3 appearances at Anfield. I mean, it's scary to think that managing 3 appearances at Anfield, moving elsewhere, and actually playing for Argentina. I think he's one of the players who got away. Effectively, he could have been a good player. Never really got a chance at Liverpool. Played like a few games, 3 games to be specific. But, obviously didn't have the right quality. He lasted 1 season under Rafa Benitez and he was sold. I personally believe he is definitely one that got away. I mean, playing for the Argentine national side is no small feat, right? So, with that quality, I think Liverpool could have done with him. Liverpool, like I said, struggled in the defense, and I think he could have done extremely well. But obviously, you win some, you lose some, and it happens, right? Now onto the midfield. These 2 centre-mid positions, they were both expected to be like the new Gerrard. I mean, the Liverpool fans and the Liverpool staff and players alike were all hoping for like another Stevie G in the side. We needed like someone of his quality. And any central midfielder who had a good or decent long pass, they were, dubbed effectively the new Steven Gerrard. And unfortunately for them, these 2 players find themselves in that bracket of, having quite a bit of potential, not really fulfilling it, right? So the first centre-mid position is Jay Spearing. Jay Spearing, a little wee man, sitting at like 5'4", played for Liverpool quite a few times. Actually played alongside Stevie G quite a few times as well. And he had a lot of potential, a lot of quality. But unfortunately, he had to find, regular game time elsewhere. and he had to move away. Like, I wouldn't say he would have been a regular or he would have had a long Liverpool career, but at the same time, I think he was an okay squad player. Now playing at Bolton, he's their captain. I would say he's had a decent career. You know, now I think he's like 28 years old. He's had a decent career, and yeah, one of those players who didn't fulfill their potential. His partner in crime, Jordan Rossiter. Jordan Rossiter, another name dubbed the new Steven Gerrard. And from the academy, people were giving him high praises and, you know, really saying he could be the next Stevie G. And especially that Stevie retired, like there was so much hope and belief that, you know, he could become that. And unfortunately, he couldn't live up to his expectations and his potential, and he was sold to Rangers. My honest opinion, when he did play, I was never convinced about his potential. I never thought this guy's going places. He ran like a spaz. He ran like I don't know how to explain it. He ran so weirdly, and his technique was just not there. And, you know, I saw that, and obviously Brendan Rodgers saw that as well, sold him. And, you know, he didn't really get his chance to fulfill his potential at Liverpool. Now playing at Rangers, not really playing, but I still believe he will have a decent career. He still has a lot of potential to grow. When the likes of these Liverpool legends are giving you praise, you know, like, the sky's the limit for you. Moving forward into the further front three positions, we've got Anthony Latalik at attacking mid. When he was signed, he had so much potential, and, you know, the sky was literally the limit for him. He had a great under-17 World Cup, and, you know, he was expected to deliver at Liverpool as well. He only made 17 appearances at the club, and he was loaned out multiple times whilst there. And, you know, he didn't really get a fair crack at the side. He didn't really, you know, take his chance when he got it. And, you know, ultimately he had no career left at Liverpool. He's only 31 years old right now, which is crazy, right? It literally feels like he's been on the scene for so long. And he's not one that got away. I don't even think he's one that fulfilled his potential, if I'm honest. And, you know, with bags of potential that he did, it's actually unfortunate that it didn't work out at Liverpool. And his career as well has been very mediocre. It's quite sad, but, you know, like, that's how life goes, unfortunately. So at the right mid position, we have none other than Suso. Suso was signed from Cadiz by Rafa Benitez, and there was a lot of talk about him, you know, becoming Liverpool's like next big thing. I mean, the likes of Real Madrid were after him and these big clubs, and he opted to sign for Liverpool. Rafa Benitez was the convincing factor, and he signed for Liverpool. He didn't really get his chance until much later in his career. Suso made his debut at Old Trafford, actually, and that's quite a debut. I think he actually got an assist, if I'm not mistaken, off a corner. Can't remember exactly, but I think that's correct. And, you know, he had a lot of potential, still has a lot of potential, but unfortunately his future doesn't lie at Liverpool. I mean, he got his chances, didn't take them effectively, I guess, and he was loaned out, didn't really make an impact, and then eventually he was sold, and now he's tearing it up in the Serie A for AC Milan, and I wish him nothing but the best. He's a good player, and I always thought he was going to deliver, and with potential like that, it was hard to see how he wasn't going to come right somewhere in his career. I think he could be one that did get away. Right now, not, but I think, you know, he will still develop into a great player. And for me, I think he is still one that did get away, if I'm honest. So at the left wing position, we have Jordan Ibe. Okay, very contentious, and there's going to be a lot of discussion about this. But for me, he didn't fulfill his potential at Liverpool. I mean, now he's got sold off to Bournemouth. Liverpool do have a buyback clause and a hefty sell-on percentage, which means Liverpool do value him very highly. But, you know, he didn't have the chance to fulfill his potential at Liverpool. So the video is, do they fulfill their potential at Liverpool or not? The answer is not. So that's why I have included him there. I do believe he will go on to be a top player. But right now, he's not good enough. Even at Bournemouth, he's not, you know, fulfilling his potential. So I do think it was right for Klopp to, you know, bag the 15 million. It was great business, but I do still believe he is one that got away. I do believe he will become a top player. But, you know, he has to work hard, put his head down, and, you know, then the sky is really the limit. The final two players in the striking positions. First up, we got Danny Pacheco. Danny Pacheco was signed from Barcelona with a lot of hype. Really a lot of hype, and everybody was expecting, like, you know, him to literally tear up the Premier League, and he was good. I really thought he was decent. I don't believe he got his chance. I don't believe he got, like I said before, a fair crack at at a first team position. He didn't really get a chance in the Premier League, and when he did play, I thought he was okay. I thought he was decent. I thought he was going to be a decent squad player, and he didn't really get his chance. And unfortunately, with bags of potential and, you know, not getting a chance, it means you have to move elsewhere. And eventually he chose, you know, to move elsewhere, went to Norwich on loan, and eventually he was sold. I think now he's playing in the La Liga somewhere, not quite sure exactly, but he's playing there, I'm sure getting game time, but he didn't deliver at all. I mean, he had a lot of potential and just never fulfilled it. It's sad because he was a likable person and, you know, really loved the club, and it just didn't work out for him, unfortunately. And, you know, that's life, and there'll be a lot more players just like him who have a lot of potential and, you know, just don't live up to it. The last name on the team sheet is none other than Ryan Babel. Okay, listen, hear me out. My feeling is why I put Ryan Babel in there is he signed for Liverpool as a youngster and really had a lot of potential. He was, you know, dubbed one of the best youngsters in the world, and he just didn't deliver. He had a lot of potential, really was so good at Liverpool, but very inconsistent. And, you know, when you're not delivering on a consistent basis with the quality and potential he had, you know, questions are starting to be asked about his future. And unfortunately, came a time and a place when the Babel copter had to come into play. I don't believe he's ever fulfilled his potential, and with so much potential that he had at Liverpool, I'm actually sad he didn't ever deliver. I mean, he scored some worldies in the Champions League versus Chelsea, versus Arsenal, and the future was bright, and unfortunately, he just never delivered. So that's it, guys. My final 11 of players who didn't fulfill their potential at Liverpool and had to move elsewhere to try and fulfill that. And what do you guys think of it? Do you guys think that other players should have been included? Do you guys think that some of the players I included shouldn't be there? Let me know down below in the comments what you guys feel about this. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember to smash a huge thumbs up. It really means so much to me. Subscribe down below if you guys haven't subscribed already. If you guys would like to see a video similar to this with like the biggest Liverpool fails, or like the 11 with the biggest Liverpool fails, comment down below saying yes that you want to see it, and that will come out quite soon and in the near future. But as always, guys, thanks so much for watching once again, and I'll catch you again next week. Until next time, see ya, bye.